Rightio, Tuesday the 22nd of March. Pretty beautiful day out here again. Nice and still. Bit of rain expected this afternoon, so me and the big fella figured we'd head out, have a bit of a look-see again, see if we can't get ourselves a nice fish or two. I'm not expecting much. Water temp's at about 20 degrees. It's definitely cooling down. Still pretty murky, although it's better than what it has been over the last week. I guess as these still nights kind of prevail, this place will start to clear up. Although there is a little bit of rain forecast for tonight, so I guess that'll end up in here tomorrow and maybe add a little bit more of that sort of murkiness. But anyway, today's bloody perfect. So we're going to go out and we're going to have a look around, aren't we, fella? Yeah! Beautiful day, Gib. Bloody beautiful. Okay, so the last lot of weedless jig heads that I was been using is an older model of the Jigman Weedless setup. The newer ones have got this a nose spring or a nose hook or something. The idea is that you kind of screw this in to the nose of the lure, and you're watching my first attempt at this. I've never done it before, which is obviously becoming pretty apparent to anyone who's watching right now. I've never done it before like this, but the idea is that you screw this into the nose of the plastic. And of course I've been using this one. There you go, that worked all right. Okay, so like so. And then just sort of mark out where it is you want that hook to come through. Of course you want it centered as best as possible. That seems all right. And there's that. And that's how you set up his more recent weedless jig heads. And I've got to say that's that feels more than sturdy, and yeah, fantastic. So I'm going to tie that onto my other rod, and we're going to throw that around a bit. Rightio, so I should say that these are available through the reelitin.com.au website. The older style that I've been using of late in my other videos isn't available anymore. All of the weedless jig heads are of this kind of nose screw kind of nature, which I think is actually a really good system. Throw that in my bin. Rightio, and that's that. I feel like really good quality hooks, these jig heads, I've got to say. Nice and sharp and strong. Okay, well, I'm convinced that there's kind of nothing in this area, so we're going to move on. Rightio, so I thought it just only fair that I try a few different other lures on this weedless setup. Again, I'm just trying to figure out the best way to get this in. So it looks like you just screw this in, which is really kind of handy. I guess doing your best job to make it straight and neat. So that's where I want the hook to come through. Again, doing my best to try and get it centered in the back there. That doesn't look too bad. It does actually. And there we go. That's good. I like that a lot. A little bit of scent. Yummy. You can still tuck the top of that hook point just through a little bit of it, just to make it truly weedless. And in she goes. Now all we've got to do is just catch a nice big old fish on it, and I will be freaking sold. Okay, so in a desperate attempt to really try and get ourselves a nice fish today, I'm going to change lures up. So obviously to get these lures off that, beautiful, just unscrew them. I love that. So this is the Shivers Bro from the Crocs range. Something brighter. I'm thinking that this murky water may really be an issue. So I'm going to try and get this little puppy on nice and straight. Again, it's about just starting that screw point and then just winding it on. It's pretty clever. Of course, then just rolling it over, making sure it's nice and straight, making sure you're coming through the right point on the back, which to me looks to be about there-ish, and then straight through the centre of the back again, which to me feels about there. Bingo. I'm going to throw a bit more scent on it, again, just because of this dirty water. And she's ready to go. That's good. I really do like that. I don't know what you'd call it, like a nose screw or something like that. Shivers Bro. Yeah, a new lure that they've just released, I think maybe a couple of weeks ago. Anyway, for this dirty water, it might just do the trick. We're about to find out. So the first big fish I ever caught down here at Tyres was right here. Under we had the shop at the time, and the great local Joe, who's a Joey the Fish, I call him. Great fisherman, great mate. Came and picked me up from the shop. Within about 8 casts, I had I think it was about a 74, maybe a 75. To me, it looked like an absolute monster, being the first one I'd ever caught. And 45 minutes later, I was back working behind the counter at the shop. Beautiful big eagle there, look at that. That's a young eagle. Getting hassled by some of the local crows. 45 minutes later, I was then back working behind the counter. Oh, this little eagle's hanging around. Oh, Mum's up there. Look, there's 2 of them. That's Mum and Young'un. Beautiful. Gotta love that. I must have disturbed them. There's a fish. Thank God we got a fish. We should have come here earlier, Gib. Eagles and fish. Is he still on? Yeah, he's still on. Just don't think he's woken up yet. It's only a little one. But it's a flatty. On the Shivers Bro. Keep your head down. Oh, it's not a bad fish actually. Yep. Lovely. First fish of the day. On the old Shivers Bro. I'm going to break my bloody rod. Geez, that's well hooked. Look at that. There you go. Shivers Bro. I'm not even going to measure that. To me that looks like maybe I don't know, maybe a 40, 42 or something. Nice to feel a fish on the end of the rod though. There you go. Excellent. Alright Gib, we're out of here mate. I gave it a pretty good nudge. There's some sea mist rolling in. It's all getting a little bit cloudy. I'm bloody hungry. I'm sure you are too. Let's go mate. Another day, another one fish. But still, we've been out here. Alrighty, Kipper, let's do it.